But moving on to the second topic, and that's Vick is still quick. And honestly, I loved how producer Ben left it in there. And if you're a viewer, you can click it on there. It says it might be cheesy and you can change it, but I don't think it's cheesy. I thought it was a great one. Vick is still quick. I mean, he just ran a 4.740 for charity. And I mean, he had some blazing speed. I thought he looked pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, he's almost 41 years old, and he's still running a 4.7. And this is going to get into one of our other topics. Mac Jones ran the same 40 time on his pro day this year as Mike Vick just ran in this charity event. And 4.72 is not bad for Mac Jones. I was actually surprised he ran that fast. But 4.72 for a 41-year-old athlete who's been out of the game for a few years now, who's more of an analyst, that's crazy good. It was for the Run Rich Run charity event. Rich Eisen ran the 40 at the combine in a full three-piece suit one year. So they just do it every year now for charity. And a lot of these guys that are either retired out of the league, especially guys like Vick, Deion Sanders, I think Terrell Davis did it one year. But when Davis did it, who was obviously a really, fast running back, very athletic, didn't run a great 40 when he was a player. Davis ran it in a 4.03 or something like that a few years ago. For Mike Vick to run it in a 4.7 as a 41-year-old out of the league for a few years, that's just crazy. They raised money for St. Jude's Hospital, which is huge. That's the biggest part of the whole thing. But the fact that he ran a 4.7 it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, 40 years old, almost 41 years old, running a 4.7. And I mean, if you haven't seen Mike Vick first, you've been underneath a rock for like a couple of decades. But if not, look back at how fast this guy was with pads on. Look back at some of his college days when his freshman year of college, he was lightning speed on the football field. So it doesn't shock me that he still got it. I mean, he was arguably running, I believe, a 4.2 or a 4.3 coming out of college. So to only drop like 0.4 over like 2 decades is amazing. And for some of you people that don't know, if you're not a track guy like I am or a football guy, that is amazing. Like you said, Mac Jones ran a 4.7 time this year. He's 22 years old. He's at the peak of his at the peak of his athleticism pretty much right now. And Mike Vick just topped that after coming in from a week on TV, maybe playing with his kids, not training much, and he just comes out and runs a 4.72 like it's nothing. So I just thought it was amazing and great for charity, for a great cause. And I'm sure they raised a lot of money, and Rich Eisen does a great job of doing this every year, like you said, to raise money. And I love seeing him run in his suit every year. And he, he needs to take some pointers from these guys because his form is always such crap if you don't ever watch Rich Eisen, but I think he sometimes does it to play it up. But yeah, seeing Vick just fly still. And I mean, here's another thing for you that'll wow you. Patrick Mahomes was tweeting out about how he loved it. And Patrick Mahomes ran a 4.8 himself in the combine and coming out of college. So think about that, okay? Faster than Patrick Mahomes coming out of college, and Mike Vick is 40 years old right now. All right, and Patrick Mahomes tweeted out because a couple of other guys were like, wow, 4.8? Are you serious? We thought you were faster than that. But Patrick Mahomes said he looks faster because he's scared when he's running away from other players on the field, like jokingly. So, hey, that kicks his speed up to maybe he is running a 4.6 on the field. But I was just shocked to see that he's arguably outrunning one of the best players in a league MVP right now, and he's 40 years old. So, and honestly, this brought up some like dreams of greatness from me. I mean, I'm a former sprinter, a former running back. I was curious to be like, I'm 37 years old. I want to see what I can run in the 40 right now. My best 40 was like going into college, and I ran a 4.6 flat. So if I could even come close to that right now, I would love to see it. So, hey, we might actually have to show it on here with producer Ben when I make it happen. I'm possibly in sometime in June. But yeah, I mean, just amazing speed. And honestly, like I said, inspiring some former athletes to be like, if he still got it, maybe I still got it, baby. So we're going to go out there and try to give it a go.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Anytime you see one of these guys, because you think when they retire, it almost humanizes them, and you think that they're closer to where we are athletically once they leave the game and aren't working out as much. clearly that's not the case with Mike Vick. The guy could probably still play if he really wanted to. I don't even want to tell you what my 40 time would be. I don't even want to guess. Bring up the sundial, see how fast I go. No,